Hey y'all, welcome to the kitchen table conversation. Y'all come on in, invite and share, like and all that kind of good stuff. Let's talk tonight. We're gonna talk tonight, guys. We got a special guest. We got actually 3 guests tonight coming on the kitchen table conversation. We have my guest to my right, your left is Mr. J. Logan.
Family, what's up? What's going on? Happy Monday. One day before the big day election. I appreciate Rodney having me on, but we're going to talk politics, local, state, and federal. So it's going to be a good show. We got a few call-ins to later this evening too. We got 2 great callers to come in and call in a minute.
Y'all come on in, man. Come on in. Like and share. I need you to like and share this kitchen table conversation because I guarantee you do not want to miss it with election day coming up tomorrow. Polls open at 7 a.m. at your local polling station. If you don't know your polling station, to go to secretaryofstate.gov. Am I right about that? SOS.al.gov, somewhere up in there. Just click in polling places in Alabama, and I guarantee, put it in Google, you'll find it. And you'll find your polling place. Be there early. If you can't be there early, come on your lunchtime. If not, tell your boss, hey, I got to get off early because I got to know I'm going to be standing in line. But from my understanding, as long as you're in line, by the time polls close, you will be able to vote.
Yeah.
So make sure you go vote tomorrow. Go vote. So we're going to jump right into it, man. Look, y'all like and share, man. We need viewers on here paying attention. Now, tell us, introduce himself, what he do for living and all that kind of good stuff. So come on, right, Jay.
So I'm a I'm a public servant now on the backside of my career now. So I'm basically back in civilian life. It's been 12 amazing years as an elected official, but everything has a season. So I've been very blessed to have a supportive wife, Kathy Logan. I know you're watching. That's my supportive wife. And I'm just really enjoying the time I have now with my family. So Rodney and I have been knowing each other for a long time, but I've been in North for over a decade, since I was 27 years old. So I kind of grew up in local politics. I'm 41, and right now I'm to the point in my career now where I can just focus on my career. So currently I work at the Tuscaloosa County Park and Recreation, Director of Community Outreach, Athletics, and Senior Programming. So that gives me an opportunity to give back to the total county. And just politically, what we're going to talk about tonight is things that affect us at the state and local level, especially in the federal level. We have this general election coming up, and it's so important. So we're going to go through some amendments, and we're going to try to do the best job that we can to explain the amendments. But shout out to Chris England. If you hadn't checked his social media page, he's got it broken out. Every amendment, he's got it broken out. He's got it in plain English. And so that's what I like. So I'll go through them as well as the night goes on.
Yeah, shout out to Kathy. She just popped up on. She just popped up on, man. Like and share, Kathy. We thank you for taking care of Jay for all these years. And we won't be mad at you if you walked out right now. Man,
I'm married up. I'm married up. I'm telling you.
Just joking, man. Man, dude, we appreciate all the hard work you put in Northport and also with Para. All that you do with me and my organization and the 100 and all things across the board, man. We appreciate all the hard work you put in, and we know that this is just a pause.
It's just a pause. It's a good opportunity to kind of reset.
Yeah, reset. That's a good word. Reset. It's a good opportunity to reset, and we look forward to continue seeing you involved in our community across the river and on both sides of the river.
No doubt.
Because we got plans for you on this side.
Oh no.
We got plans for you on this side of the river.
I got a supportive wife, but she ain't that supportive. So let's get
you on this side of the river. We got some stuff we want you to jump on board.
I love Northport too much to walk away from it.
Oh, we still stay in Northport. You can still stay in Northport, but we need some more soldiers on the other side of the water too.
There is opportunities for everybody to pitch in.
Exactly.
Everybody need to get in the ball game.
Everybody need to get in the game. Everybody need to get in the game. All right. Now let's tackle these because we're gonna small tackle these amendments. But when Chris comes on later, he's gonna really dig into these amendments.
Yes.
So we know we got
We have
four.
We
got four statewide amendments,
four statewide,
right?
Yep.
And 2 local amendments, but it has to be voted on statewide.
Has to be voted on statewide. Correct.
I never understood that.
Well, that's the state of Alabama for you. I'll let Chris go into that.
Yeah, I never understood that.
Chris will go over it.
Why does somebody in Mobile have to decide for somebody in Lauderdale County?
That's right.
What they can and can't do. I never understood that.
Never understood that.
But yeah, let's dig into Amendment 1.
Okay.
You want to dig into that?
Yeah. So
okay.
Amendment 1 deals with who is eligible to vote in elections. And I'll let, again, Chris England is going to explain the ins and outs and the nuts and bolts of it. So if the majority of the voters vote yes for Amendment 1, if I got this right, the state constitution will grant the right to vote only those U.S. citizens who meet the requirements.
And it's just, from my understanding, it's just a word change.
It's just a word
from every to only.
Yes.
Is that, am I right?
Yeah. So if a majority of voters vote no for Amendment 1, the state constitution will continue to grant the right to vote to every U.S. citizen who meets the requirements. So again, this is Chris England verbatim.
Yeah, well, I want to know, Chris, I know you ain't watching it because you got to meet, but I want to know, what's the back behind this? It's a behind this somewhere.
There's a backstory to all
There's
that.
A backstory to somewhere.
You have to look at who put the bill up, if it's D or R.
It's R.
Okay, so
it's R.
So looking at what Chris has got, and he's got a gleaning on it. It says basically Amendment 1 will not change anything. I'll say it again. Basically, Amendment 1 won't change anything. Those who are eligible to vote today still will be eligible to vote if it passes. Those who can't, well, they still won't be able to vote. Amendment 1 is essentially meaningless. And Chris England, man, hats off, brother, because you basically just.
So why even put it? Got to be a back. I'm still trying to wrap my mind around it. It's a backstory somewhere. But what's the backstory?
Well, again,
just changing one word.
Changing one word. It's got to be something
from every from every U.S. citizen to U.S. citizens.
Yeah.
Only.
Yeah, only. Yeah.
I don't understand it.
It'll be explained in detail.
Yeah, it'll be explained in detail, like 8:45 somewhere up in there like that.
So Chris basically says, look, there's already enough meaningless Constitution amendments in our Constitution anyway. We don't need to add another one. So his suggestion, again, he told you what he was going to vote on Amendment 1. He's going to vote no. Again, Amendment 1 is essentially meaningless. There are already more than enough meaningless amendments in the Constitution. So, those who are eligible to vote today will still be eligible to vote if it passes on November 3rd. So it doesn't mean anything. But again, Chris will go through right, and he'll
dig into that one because I don't know. It's just that's crazy.
Yeah.
So we saying we're not condoning or telling you how to vote. We're just giving you the parameters of the Amendment 1. Vote no. Okay, go on to number 2.
Number two deals with Alabama's court system. So again, Alabama's court system affects all of us, regardless if you're directly or indirectly. It affects all of us. If passed, Amendment 2 will do 5 things. And again, Chris England will be on later to explain these 5 bullet points. But the first one is it allows the entire Supreme Court to appoint the administrative director rather than just the Chief Justice. Again, that's some legalese that Chris will have to kind of explain.
So it allows for the whole buy-in of the court instead of the Chief Justice making the appointment. The appointment. Okay.
Correct.
So he can't appoint his buddy.
Correct.
Okay.
All right. So number 2, it increases the Judicial Inquiry Commission. That's the entity that evaluates complaints against judges from 9 to 11. So again, it increases that
because it's still an odd number. So
yes,
unless you're gonna put an equal amount, but it's still an odd number. So I don't understand that one either. But Chris will dig into this around by 8:45 somewhere up in there like that.
So the third bullet point, it allows the governor rather than the lieutenant governor to appoint a member to the Judicial Inquiry Commission. So again, it gives the governor that appointing authority to appoint someone to that inquiry commission.
We don't know what that means either.
No.
That's crazy.
So the fourth bullet, it prevents a judge from being automatically disqualified from holding office simply because a complaint was filed from the Judiciary Inquiry Commission. meaning innocent until proven guilty. Again,
okay, I like that one.
Yeah, that one
eliminate witch hunts and I got a vendetta against you. I'm mad at you because you didn't rule the way I wanted to, so I'm gonna go at you.
I'm gonna go at you
and knock you down until you fight this battle years into your life, and then you might win. But I'm too old to even do anything.
Yeah, that's right.
So like I say, we're not endorsing and telling which way to vote on the amendment. So Amendment 2, it works with the Alabama court system. If passed, Amendment 2 will do 4 or 5 different things. Appoint judges. People that can appoint administrative directors. It increased the numbers of judiciary inquiry commissions. It allows the governor to appoint member of the Judiciary Inquiry Commission and things. So we're not telling you how to vote, which way to vote, but vote yes.
The fifth one, it provides that a judge can be removed from office only by the court of the judiciary instead of being impeached by the legislature.
Oh,
so that's important. So again,
okay. So now that goes with, not to cut you off, Jay, but that goes with, we don't have to have a whole Republican House of Representatives and want to get rid of a judge.
Correct.
Because they can be impeached in the legislature.
Correct.
Now it takes the inquiry and I got you.
Yep.
The Court of Judiciary instead of being impeached. Okay.
That's
cool. I got you.
So that's Amendment 2. And again, Chris will kind of give us a little broad brush, nuts and bolts to those 5 bullet points. Again, Amendment 2, he plans on voting yes for Amendment 2.
So vote yes, Amendment 2.
Amendment 3. Amendment 3 will deal with the initial appointed judges. The current law, state of Alabama, the initial term of an office for a person appointed to fill a vacancy in a judgeship shall last until the first Monday after the second Tuesday in January, following the next general election held after the person has completed 1 year in office of the remainder of the original term of the judge elected to the office which is vacant, whichever is longer.
So if you're appointed, basically you get to serve 1 year under the old law before they have to hold an election or something to whether you run for it or not.
That's
so you got to serve at least 1 year under the old thing before an election happens. Now under the new amendment, what will happen?
If Amendment 3 passes, let's say the state of Alabama passes Amendment 3, it gives the newly appointed judge 2 years before he or she must stand for election to a full term.
Good.
So
good, because that's good. That means that a person get time to not only do their job, but also run a campaign to be elected. Because 1 year, the day you step in, if you want to stay there, you running a campaign.
Correct.
So you ain't really doing your job. You ain't really doing what you're supposed to be doing. You might be half doing this and half doing that, running for office and shaking hands and kissing babies while you got folks' life in your hand.
Yes.
And now it gives you the opportunity to kind of get your feet wet and see if you really want to do this and do your job before you had to start going campaigning, running for office.
So under Amendment 3, the initial terms for those newly appointed judges, they vary widely across the state. Some vary across the state. So this would provide certainty to the judge and the community that they serve. And Chris has put a personal note. He doesn't believe personally that judges should participate in partisan elections.
Yeah.
If we must do it, he said, if we must do it, this is a better way to go. So again, he has said he's going to vote yes on Amendment 3, simply from the standpoint, Rodney, that if he doesn't really necessarily agree with the partisanship, the judges should participate in those type of elections, but it's moving toward putting a better foothold on the single term to 2 year term of certain judges.
I never thought that judges should run for election, simply because you're going to placate, if that's even a word.
It is tonight.
It is tonight. It's tonight. Yeah, it's my show. So I can say it. I can say it.
Placate.
You can placate to your votership.
I like that.
You can placate to your votership, and it's not even really concerned with who didn't vote for you.
That's right.
I can get the voter rolls and see who voted for me or what district, what area voted for me, who didn't. Yep. So if I get somebody from that district, if I'm that person,
right,
I can say, no, bro, instead of me giving you a warning, I'm gonna give you a year.
Yeah.
You ain't vote for it. So
it can happen.
Judges should be neutral, and it can't happen.
It can happen.
It can't happen. So I think judges should be neutral. Judges shouldn't run. They should be appointed to terms. Depends on your criteria. Depends on your experience, your expertise. Depends on years been serving and stuff like that. So I think we need to look at a whole bunch of stuff in Alabama, man. Alabama and across the nation, but Alabama got some laws like this last minute.
Wait. You said
last one is
this is
woo.
What you know, Rodney.
Man, this is crazy. Why are we fighting this in 2020?
Well, again, wait till Chris get on if you want to see him fired up.
He's gonna be fired up.
He's gonna be fired up.
He's gonna be fired up. So we're gonna try to get it as best we can right now.
Amendment 4 will allow the legislator to remove racist language from our Constitution. Now, again, people will say we need to change the Constitution. 100% agree. I think everybody on this table, and if you ask Chris, anybody else, we operate under the Constitution of 1901. 1901. So again, we operate under the Constitution until we get another one and we scrap the old one and start it. We have to start piecemealing it and taking it apart and trying to see what we can do to operate under it and do the best that we can with these going or moving a better job or moving way forward to where we can remove certain things. So Amendment 4, again, as per Representative Chris England, this will allow the legislator to remove racist language from our Constitution. That within itself
is crazy.
That within itself, that ought to be motivation enough.
We'll come back on now.
Or will allow the state legislator to remove racist language from our Constitution. That within itself should be motivation enough to get out and vote.
That's absolutely positively crazy.
So again, we need a new Constitution in the state of Alabama. I think everybody can agree.
Across the board, we need a new Constitution. We need a whole new everything in Alabama. So it's law still on the book, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it's law still on the book about lynching and laws on the book about Jim Crow stuff still on the book. It is,
and again, look,
and all this stuff.
Look at when they wrote it. Again, Jim Crow, post-segregation. Post-Civil War. Mm-hmm. You had
after Reconstruction,
when
Jim Crow really came into effect.
Again,
we had a Constitution before that, right? Well, did Alabama have a Constitution before 1901?
Don't make me get in Alabama history because I'm gonna say something wrong.
Did we have? Well, it don't matter in my show. Say it.
I think
we had a Constitution. Then Reconstruction came along, and then they was like, "Oh heck no, we So they had to change it.
They changed it
and put Jim Crow in there.
Jim Crow laws in there, and so
we still living under that same Constitution
again.
But
black people,
people
of color, poor people, women
gotta vote.
All these people during that time frame were considered less than people anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And so those laws articulated that. And now you got, again, something that's been on the books in the Constitution of 1901, Amendment 4. Let Chris come over here and get fired up.
Yeah, come on, Chris. We know you got a little meeting in a few minutes.
This will allow the legislator to remove racist language from our Constitution. Again, it creates the opportunity to make sure the races were kept separate in 1901. Chris puts in his little synopsis, they wanted to centralize power in the legislature to take away the ability from the people to govern themselves locally. It also creates monopolies and tax exemptions for very large corporations to the detriment of all Alabamians that ultimately require us to use regressive taxes that chronologically underfund the state's budget. So again, he even said it, I'll say it without a doubt. We can all agree, change the Alabama state constitution of 1901. That's number one. Have we done that yet? No, but we'll get to that point, and Chris will probably speak on it a little bit more when he gets on. Amendment 4 will allow us to at least remove some of the racist language from the founding document.
We got to remove it, and like Chris said, we got to do more. We need to do more, but this vote yes, and on Amendment 4, and this is a good start.
Yeah.
I don't see how, but know if I want to say that or not.
Well, you may not want to say that, but let's just say this.
But I'm gonna say it. But we are in Alabama.
We know that the Constitution needs to be amended.
Yeah,
we need to change it.
Yep.
But taking these steps is a step in the right.
It's a start. It's a start. Yeah, it's a start. And I agree with you. Got to start somewhere.
You got to start somewhere.
The journey of a million miles starts with one step. So that's my quote. I don't know if I stole that or not, but that's still my quote.
Well, placate's a new word.
Placate. Yeah, placate. Y'all ain't never heard. Have y'all ever heard cake? My granddad used to say that all the time. He was straight out of Greene County. So yeah, placate. But yeah, come on with
okay. Amendment 5 and 6. These are double amendments. They're local amendments that deal with Franklin and Lauderdale counties, respectively. So they seek to expand Alabama's stand your ground law to include churches. Again, Chris puts in his synopsis. He said, "Listen, Alabama's stand your ground law already includes churches." Let me repeat: Alabama's stand your ground law already includes churches. You can stand your ground wherever you lawfully are in the state of Alabama, including a church.
Yep.
In Chris's opinion, these two amendments only create confusion about our self-defense laws. And so, which could potentially create some situations where you can't go back on something. You know, when you had that kind of situation, stand your ground, bad stuff happen.
Bad stuff always happen.
We all know that in our history. You see that.
Bad stuff always happens.
So again, Chris has put his synopsis on it. He's going to vote no on amendments 5 and 6 simply because the language is already in there. Yeah,
the language is already in there. Then to me, it's like you're giving somebody another card to make an excuse to use a gun. You know, we with these laws, with this open carry and anybody can carry a gun without a permit and all this kind of stuff. It gives you an excuse to carry, an excuse to use it. I know that weapons make you feel powerful. You carry a weapon, you feel like I'm invincible. I can't nobody stop me and all this kind of stuff. So why would you give somebody another avenue to carry a gun in the church? Even though the language is already in there, in the stand your ground. It's just you add more onto it, saying that now you really have it. And I think it's going to create more confusion. It's going to create more problems in those counties. In Lauderdale, was it Lauderdale County
and Franklin
County? Right. And I have no idea what neither one of those is.
Right.
Lauderdale is in North Alabama, right?
I think
so.
Yeah. I think so again, Chris on his synopsis basically said you already have the language in the Constitution already. It includes churches. The stand your ground law includes churches already. So why have a redundant amendment? Why have a redundant amendment? That's his point.
Yeah, I don't understand that one. I don't understand that. So to recap, let's recap. Right. Go ahead.
Recap. Amendment 1, voting in elections. You don't need to add another one, another redundant amendment. Chris is gleaning from a legal standpoint. He plans to vote no on Amendment 1. Amendment 2 deals with the court systems. Because he's a lawyer, I'll let him kind of go in all the way on that one. That deals with the 5 points we talked about, giving some appointing authority to the governor, a judiciary inquiry commission, that type stuff. So he plans to vote yes on this amendment. That's Amendment 2. Amendment 3, newly appointed judges and their terms. Again, some mix and match on it. So he plans to vote yes, or in his opinion, he will vote yes on Amendment 3 simply because he feels like it's a better way to go. He doesn't agree with the partisanship in elections that judges may or may not participate in, but he understands it may be a better way to go. So he will vote yes on Amendment 3. Amendment 4, again, this amendment removes the racist language from our Constitution. So I could just go on to that. You already know that.
Yeah, we know.
Okay, that's going to be yes.
Yes.
Amendment 5 and 6, these are 2 local amendments that basically deal with Franklin and Lauderdale counties, respectively, for the expansion of the Alabama stand your ground law to include churches. But these 2 amendments are redundant because the stand your ground law in the state of Alabama already includes churches in their language. It's they're 2 redundant amendments in the opinion that Chris has given. So again, he plans to vote no.
Yeah,
it's just redundant.
So we got no on 1, 5, and 6, yes on
2, 3,
and 4. Once again, we're not telling nobody how to vote on your amendments. But what we're doing tonight is just giving you a smaller general understanding of what these amendments mean, and know that they are on the ballot. Because if we don't be conscious enough and be educated about what's on these ballots, we be just checking yes, and you be getting your life away. You don't even know.
You don't even know.
You don't even know what you're doing.
And I don't want to cut you off, but there's a difference in being a voter and a smart, savvy voter. Just do your homework. Do your homework. Even if you have to Google it and go ask again and go fact check. Go fact check it and then just go do your homework and then become a more informed voter. That's what we got to get to. Being informed voters. Yep. We're gonna take a quick commercial break right quick, man, for a motivational moment. So y'all stay tuned.
Let's talk about being compassionate. Being compassionate means caring about another person or just being considerate of another person. Sometimes we think that everyone should have the exact same things that we have, the same opportunities, the same clothes, same shoes, but in reality, some people don't. And in reality, those things don't matter. We should care about other people's health and well-being, and that is most important. Let's talk about quitting. Quitting? Never quit. Never be a quitter. You always want to strive and make sure that you are doing what you need to do. Let's talk about it though. Have you ever been working on a math problem or a science problem and it was just so hard and you just wanted to give up? Well, I'm here to tell you right now to not give up. Don't ever try and give up on something just because it gets hard. The easy thing to do is to give up, but that's also the boring thing to do. So what I'm here to tell you today is to never give up, because if people gave up and took the easier route, a lot of things would have never come to life.
Hey guys, welcome back. That was our little commercial. Look, I'm doing all this stuff myself. I'm learning. Boy, the kitchen table's gonna be ready. I'm telling you, I'm learning. So we were supposed to have a guest around this time. I guess he's out campaigning. Daryl McKinstry is gonna come on. As soon as he comes in, we'll allow him to come in and we can have a conversation and give him a platform so he can talk to you all guys about what he got going on tomorrow. And I'm not going to go into what he's doing because I'm going to let him do his own thing. So tomorrow, J. Logan. All right, we through with these amendments. All right. Can we really talk now? Since we got all the good stuff.
I got my members on the jacket.
Well, I got to get me one of these, y'all. Look, y'all remember that. Y'all remember that members only.
I'm bringing it back.
If you had one of them back in high school, you were the man.
You were the man.
But nobody tell you nothing. But it's then they had a leather joint. You remember the leather? Oh my God! It's my cousin. Hold on, Jay. My cousin had a members only jacket, but it wasn't a members only jacket. It was a friends only jacket. He stood in front of the fireplace one day, and that mother melted all in the bed. Cuz don't kill me. I hope he's right there, but he probably gonna kill me. So hold on, there go my guy right there. We're gonna let him in. Okay. Hey, Daryl, what's going on, man?
What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Good, man. We appreciate you coming on, man. We're not gonna steal your thunder, brother. You got long as you need. Welcome y'all to welcome Daryl McKinstry, a candidate for County Commission District
4.
So come on, Daryl, introduce yourself and talk to the people.
Hey guys, a lot of you that don't know me and those that do know me, I'm Daryl McKinstry, a citizen here in Tuscaloosa County. Live here in Sky Ranch. My wife is Sonia McKinstry, City Councilor, District 7 here in the city of Tuscaloosa. I'm a retired police officer for 31 years here in the city of Tuscaloosa. Served in the United States Navy for 8 years. Been here pretty much just working in the community, developing myself as a person to try to come up with solutions for people.
All right, Daryl, you have been in the community for a while, doing a lot of great things when it comes to giving back, community service, being a retired officer in our community for almost, what you said, 25, 30 years.
31 years.
31 years, and we appreciate your service and thank you for your service to this community. So, what do you envision for District 4?
Man, I'm fair representation. There's been a lot of neglect in all the areas. I feel that we can do better and we deserve more. I was talking with someone earlier today, and I feel that, you know, as I ride, I rode literally the whole district from Elrod, Foster's, Sipsey Valley roads, all the way back to Tuscaloosa. And there's roads improvements still much needed in this district. Northport, Jay, where you were, I just envisioned working closely with other metropolitan areas, council people, state and federal. So I just see there's a need for more cohesiveness among our governments, our local governments, and see, can we make some more things happen? You're hearing a lot of people want growth in West Tuscaloosa. Well, our county commissioner, District 4, is responsible for helping bring growth to that district. So that's what I want to do. I want to be a part of that, and I want to be a fair representative. And here's what a lot of people don't understand about the county commission. The county commission is broke up into 4 districts, and the city of Tuscaloosa residents and portions of city of Northport residents are part of this district. They are part of Tuscaloosa County District 4. And a lot of people I've been educating, and what they're thinking, it only applies to people that lives in the county area. No, everyone in this district that pays that sales tax, you're included in some portion of District 1, 2, 3, or 4 in the county. Now, I'm not saying there's still room for more improvement in the county areas, but I'm just saying I think some of the city of Northport for sure, and some of the city of Tuscaloosa for sure, and these little islands. When I say islands, I'm talking about areas like King Acres, Jerusalem Heights. Those areas are being neglected because there's no one really from the city that say they can do anything for them, and they're not getting any help from the county. So those are the people that are responsible for them in the county. But I just want to make sure we get fair representation for the whole district, man.
So what's on your wish list? If you got a wish list, I know every politician has a wish list. What's on your wish list for your district?
Actually, I want to see more economic development in West Tuscaloosa. I want to combine the similar projects that's coming, and also I want to see economic growth where Jay left off over in Northport. So there's room for growth in both Tuscaloosa and the city of Northport.
Okay, Daryl. Now, from my research, District 4 is huge.
Yes.
Can you tell us? I know you said it earlier. You rode around the district, but could you give us how does your district expand across Tuscaloosa?
Matt, give us the neighborhoods. You know how it is when people say, "Hey, I'm in on this street of Johnson Circle," or give us that street level, Matt.
Okay, let's start. I'm gonna start in my own area here in Sky Ranch, Skyland Park, the neighborhoods behind Skyland Elementary to Greensboro Avenue, 41st, 42nd, 43rd Avenue, all the way to Forest Lake on 15th Street. You traveling Hackberry Lane. Get back on 15th Street, you're going to go west. When you go west, you're going to get, of course, you got Greensboro Avenue and 15th Street. Downtown, West Tuscaloosa downtown is part of District 4. But I'm going to stay going west. 15th Street, you're talking about Jacktown, 21st Street, McKenzie Court, Hay Court, Creekwood, College Hills, Greenwood Subdivision, Oakdale, Cherrystone, the Glens, Ridgecrest, I think that's the name of it, over on 34th Avenue, Lincoln Park, Westfield, come down to Palmore Park. Now you finna cross over to Johnson Road. When you get on Johnson Road, you got 64th, 65th, 66th Avenue, 68th Avenue. You got what's the neighborhood to your right there?
We got Virginia Circle, Circle, all that back up in there. Yeah.
You got Royal Pines.
Yeah.
I was thinking Royal Pines. Then you're gonna go all the way back on Sanders Ferry Road. Take Sanders Ferry Road, turn into Warrior Road, which comes back out on Utah Highway. Cross the Paddock, and now you're in Foster's. So what depends on what area you want to take in Foster's, but you got Foster, Romulus, Ralph, Holman, Elrod, Bew, and get back on 82 and come back to Tuscaloosa over in Northport. You start right there in District 2 in Northport, where Lowe's area. Some of the other areas are getting a low battery, so I hope we don't go out. Come on over on Martin Luther King, Main Avenue, up to Valley Hills.
Valley Hills.
Archibald and Woodrow Barbecue area, those areas. Come on back over. I'm not sure it's all of Heritage Hills part of it or not, but it's huge, man. It's huge.
Man, that district is huge.
Yeah, that's a huge district.
That's huge.
Mac, that's a huge district. I mean, it's really big because it has residential, it's got commercial, it's got industrial, it's got areas that are developed, undeveloped areas. So it's got a little bit of everything, Mac. A little bit of everything.
Yes, sir.
So also we appreciate the work you do with the Y Men's Council. You and I have jumped on this team with the Men's Council and part of the executive board. There's more work for both of us to do.
Yeah.
I know you said that before, and talk about what you want to do for the Y, because it's just let's be frank, it's been neglected on both sides of the house.
It's been
all the way around. So,
it's been
tell us.
And here's what I want to do for us, the YMCA. I want to provide a funding source to help with the YMCA and as well as the Hassan Center. I don't want to leave out the Hassan Center either. I want to create a funding source that they can rely on, because a lot of people don't know, but the county commission has a discretionary fund, a huge discretionary fund that they use to help with small projects and small organizations such as that. So that's I said we need to make sure we can get funding from on county level also.
Okay, that's good. Well, Daryl, man, you got an uphill climb. So tomorrow, when we go to the polls, everybody in District 4, when you go to the polls, Daryl, tell us what we need to be doing at the polls.
When you get to the polls, first of all, I want to thank everybody that has already voted, early voting, absentee, whatever you've done. I want to thank all of you that has written my name in. Here's the uphill battle. My name is not on the ballot, but I'm asking people to write in. If you're in this district, if you're voting at, and I'm gonna give you some of the voting polls. If you're at Stillman College, if you're at the Tuscaloosa County Annex, if you at Belk Activity Center, if you at New Life Baptist Church, Cornerstone Full Gospel Church, Grace Presbyterian Church, what's the name of the church? Wesley Chapel Methodist Church in Foster's, Elrod, wherever you might be voting at, take 10 seconds. You can't, and I did learn this today, you can't put D. McKinstry if you don't want to write or misspell Daryl. You can put D. McKinstry where it says, if you see my opponent's name for Tuscaloosa County Commission District 4, it has a write-in line right beneath it. Put my name, D. McKinstry or Daryl McKinstry. If you write my name in and close that bubble, that vote will go to me. And let me bring this out too, Rodney, while we're talking about it. You can vote.
Go ahead.
You can vote whatever party you're voting. You can vote straight Democrat, straight Republican. if you write my name in on that ballot, that vote will go to me. It will not null your ballot any kind of way.
So if somebody voting straight ticket, they can do straight ticket and write your name in and that count your name account. Circle that vote.
That vote that you were given to my candidate, my opponent, will go straight to me because you enclosed that circle giving me that vote.
Okay.
So you
awesome.
Straight ticket, and that vote will go straight to me. So don't listen to you don't mess your ballot up if you vote straight ticket and then write my name in. No, you will not. As long as you enclose it, whoever you voted for on that straight Democratic ticket or Republican ticket, and then if you write my name in, you will be voting for me also.
Well, I'm taking my mom and my sister to vote tomorrow. They all voted Stillman. And she's been trying to make sure she memorized your name the whole time to write it. I said, Mom, it's easy to spell. Just spell it. It's gonna be on the paper. I said, just take your cheat sheet and then write it on your hand. So man, any last words, anything you want to say to your voters, your future parishioners in District 4?
Hey, I'm asking people, hey, let's take a chance on a change. I mean, the opponent been in there 24 years. As I went through the district, I heard complaints and concerns. I mean, I've been getting several calls, inboxes, come and look at this, come and look at that, different areas and stuff. And, you know, it's some small things I think can be taken care of. So my thing is I want to be elected and hired by the people. And if I'm not doing the job that you need, I want someone else to take that job. So I'm just asking people to give me a chance, write in my name, Darryl McKinstry, for Tuscaloosa County District 4.
Well, Darryl, we appreciate all the hard work you do, man. Continue to grind. And tomorrow we're going to wish you for the best outcome for District 4. And we know, and I'm just going to say it publicly, I support you, brother, and my whole family supports you. And we love not only what you do, but what your family does for our community. So keep doing what you're doing, man. And we'll see you tomorrow night at the victory party.
Okay. Thank you, sir. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all.
Okay, Darryl. Yes, appreciate you, Matt.
All right.
All right. Chris, boy, we've been waiting on you. Boy, we've been waiting on you.
What's happening? Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. What's up?
Not much, man. How you been doing? We've been sitting here breaking down these amendments, and we've been almost crazy trying to make sure we got it right. So after everything we said Chris gonna get us straight on
it. Yes. So Chris, listen, and again, I told all of Rodney's listeners to go to your Facebook page, and you've basically broken it out. You know, you've got a nice synopsis on them. You've broken them out, but it was one amendment that it goes without saying. I get my cookies from the bottom shelf. It's an easy one. Amendment number 4. You got it highlighted, Chris. It says, Amendment 4 will allow the legislature to remove racist language from our Constitution. That right there, you ought to run to the polls. You ought to run to the polls for Amendment 4, man. Yeah. So yeah, go through a little bit, Chris. And I know you pressed for time, but go through kind of your thought process 1 through 6.
No, I'm good. We have a Democratic Party war room that for the last 4 nights we get together every night at 8:30 to make sure that everybody's on task. So we just finished that. So I'm good now. Okay. Because we got an election to win tomorrow. So that's what we're focused on. But the amendment number 4 specifically, I don't think there's any question. Alabama's Constitution is just I can't cuss, but it's a really, it's a really bad document that was written with some really bad intentions by some really bad people. And the document itself was designed to keep people separate, to make sure that women, poor people, and Black folks, all non-whites specifically, could not vote. It was designed to keep all the power in Montgomery, so to further disenfranchise people in different parts of the state, It was also designed to give monopolies to large corporations like Alabama Power and many others. So you couldn't affect their business and how they do business without changing the Constitution. And it also indoctrinated in our Constitution the actual value versus current use for property taxes, which is why people can own really large tracts of land and pay little to no property taxes. And how that affects you is, since we can't do anything with property taxes, the only way that we can raise taxes is do regressive taxes like sales taxes, gas taxes, and so forth, which hit the poorest people the hardest.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So since we can't do anything about the Constitution overall, we approach it with this piecemeal approach, which is what Amendment 4 is. It allows the legislature to go back in and surgically remove, that racist language, and hopefully give us a start moving forward. So that to me, that's a no-brainer. Now, the other constitutional amendments are written they're very difficult to understand, and part of that problem is because the language was so archaic, and also, you can just be honest, some of it was intentionally misleading. So the true intent behind what was written in the Constitution could be hidden. So going back in and trying to figure out how to reword it and rewrite it makes it almost as confusing as trying to fix it. So what you see when you see, Amendments 2 and 3, the way they're written about judges, when you read it, it doesn't even make sense. So the only reason I'm familiar with it is because me and several other legislators worked really hard on those bills because we needed some reform in our judicial system. And if you look at amendments number 1, 5, and 6, remember, there's really no purpose to any of them.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Chris, I said they were redundant. I said there's no purpose. It's a redundant. Why even put it in?
Well, since we're being honest here, and we're all family.
That's what we want you. We want you to be honest, especially on number 1. It's a purpose behind it. It's a method.
The purpose is just rank electioneering. The way that it's written is supposed to encourage people to go and vote on the least common denominator, because once they look at the language, they think they're eliminating people from the voter rolls. And it's been tried in several areas across the country. In many Republican states where legislatures are controlled by Republicans, to drive up turnout to encourage people to come in and say, you're keeping the others from voting when you pass this amendment. Mm-hmm. But actually, it doesn't do anything at all. So that's why I'm telling everybody to vote no. It's pointless, it's confusing, and the motive behind it, in my opinion, is wrong. So it basically tries to drive people to the polls to target what they believe is illegal aliens voting across the state of Alabama.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which, by the way, if you're not a citizen, as it already says,
you couldn't vote anyway.
You can't vote anyway.
Can't vote anyway.
So just, don't engage in it. Just leave it alone. Vote no, so we can stop putting more garbage in our already terrible Constitution. And then you look at Amendments 5 and 6.
Mm-hmm.
Look, man, we are already a stand your ground state.
Yeah.
You don't have to retreat. And if you have a weapon and you're using it to defend yourself or someone else, you can use deadly force. That's stand your ground. It doesn't matter if you're in a church. It doesn't matter if you're in University Mall. It doesn't matter where you are. As long as you are lawfully where you are when this occurs, you can use deadly force. So I'm telling everybody to vote no, because we don't need different standards on firearm usage and self-defense depending on where you are. And Lauderdale County and Franklin County are no different in Tuscaloosa County. And the churches in Lauderdale County and Franklin County are no different than the churches here in Tuscaloosa. So I'm voting no. on 1, 5, and 6, and I'm voting yes on 2, 3, and 4, just like I put on my Facebook page.
Yeah, good. We've been breaking them down, and we're glad you came on and gave us a little more clarity, a little bit more understanding to it, because if we don't understand what's being put in these amendments, some things be slid in there up under us, and then we be lost in the sauce. Yeah, as we speak, going forward. So,
and you know, Chris, it's the language, like you mentioned, where it's so archaic and draconian. They are banking that we won't take time to look through it. Obviously, you've been it, so you know how the sauce is made. But for the average voter, we will look at it from a different perspective, and then they got you.
Right. No, it's some of that stuff is intentional. And I'm glad that, you know, most people now, after all, you know, these years, are starting to read these things and trying to understand the true motive behind them, so we can keep some of this crap out of our Constitution.
Yeah, most definitely. Now, let's talk a little bit about Doug Jones, the battle he's fighting in Alabama to be continue to be the senator to represent the state. Tell us a little bit about Doug Jones, and for the ones that don't know or might be undecided voters, give us a little bit about what he has done speak on his record.
Well, first and foremost, you know, Doug Jones has passed over 22 bills in a Republican majority legislature with a Republican president who signed them. So that demonstrates the ability to work across the aisle. But honestly, Doug has also given us the ability to expand our base. I don't know of any other U.S. senator, especially from the state of Alabama, that stood in the chamber of the United States Senate and said, all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
That's right.
And when your U.S. senator from the state of Alabama says that gives us the ability to create new voters in the state of Alabama, because now we're able to communicate with those folks that thought the Democratic Party didn't really care about them or their issues. They just wanted their votes. So if you look at the Alabama Democratic Party's Facebook page, for example, you will see telling people to take their protest to the polls. You will see
absolutely.
You will see us say, vote like Black Lives Matter, and have the leader of the ticket, the leading Democrat on the ticket in Alabama, back us up on that. He stands up for equal justice under the law. He wants to make sure that we are all equal when we reach that ballot box, because it doesn't matter if you're rich or poor or Black or white. You work, if you make $1 million a year, if you make $10 a year, we are all equal when it comes to the ballot box. We all got the same vote. So he wants to make sure that all of us are protected under the Voting Rights Act by getting it reenacted. But most importantly, Alabama is one of the poorest states in the nation, but not only one of the most poor, but we're also one of the most unhealthy. So any candidate that's not out here talking about making sure we protect the Affordable Care Act and helping us to expand Medicaid doesn't understand what it means to be an Alabamian. Over the last 3 or 4 years, we have lost 17 rural hospitals. For those that live in the Black Belt and off over in Southwest Alabama, or Southeast Alabama rather, you may have one primary care physician in your county. And the closest hospital may be an hour and a half from you. Without Medicaid expansion, we were unable to keep these hospitals open. Without Medicaid expansion, we are unable to keep doctors in poor areas. So what that generally means is you who get sick are encouraged to go to the most expensive care that gives you the least results. When you go to the emergency room, it costs the most, but we're not treating you, we're trying to stabilize you.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's expanding Medicaid and the Affordable Care Act, making sure that people with pre-existing conditions are covered, making sure that people up to 26 on their parents' insurance are covered. And also, one thing that's not talked about, but is removing that cap, because many people who are in cancer remission oftentimes when they get sick, they may reach that cap, and then their insurance company doesn't have to cover their health care anymore. The Affordable Care Act got rid of that cap too. So if you care about Alabamians, you obviously care about the Affordable Care Act. But let me ask you a question. You're a small business owner and you want to expand in the Black Belt area, right? Would you want to locate your business in a Black Belt area knowing that there's not really a healthcare infrastructure or healthcare network there?
No.
Because that means your customer base won't live around your business, nor if your employees get sick, they won't have a place to go for healthcare. So if somebody's competing for that business and there's no healthcare infrastructure there, then you're already at a significant disadvantage, and which is part of the reason why we have such a difficult time attracting businesses to our poor areas in the Black Belt. So in Alabama, what we do, unfortunately, is if we can't put you a business or attract economic development there, guess what we do? We build a prison there, which becomes the same thing as economic development. So talk about healthcare. That's one of the most important for your health of your citizens, but also for the economic development of those areas as well. And that's what Doug has been fighting for since day one. So bottom line, he has more concern about the citizens of the state of Alabama than his opponent. His opponent ain't even from here. His opponent doesn't even know what the Voting Rights Act is. His opponent won't articulate a position on Social Security or Medicare or expanding Medicaid. He says he wants to protect pre-existing conditions. He says he wants to make sure you can stay on your health insurance, your parents' health insurance to your 26, but he doesn't articulate a plan for it. And as a matter of fact, this gentleman has spent more time running from the public while trying to run for public office at the same time. He doesn't deserve our support. He does not deserve our vote. I think it's very clear. If you compare the records and compare the talent, the ability, and the knowledge, the choice is clear.
That's right. We are literally at a crossroad. We are fighting for not only the soul of Alabama when it comes to Doug Jones, we're fighting for the death, if I can, of Alabama when it comes to Medicaid expansion, when it comes to the Affordable Health Care Act, all that kind of stuff, business, entrepreneur. Because the one thing I learned, Chris, going through Leadership Tuscaloosa is when businesses come in to a community, they look at primarily three things: education, housing, and healthcare. And if we don't have those three things going for us, especially healthcare going for us in these underserved communities, they'll stay underserved. We'll get a prison or casino, and they ain't battling nobody work at a casino, nothing like that. We'll get a prison or casino, something that's going to keep you in poverty the rest of your life. But if Alabama goes to and continue to stay red, which is going to stay red, and get Tuberville, I think we are in a sad state. It's sad to say what it says about Alabama.
And Chris, you touched on something, man. That great equalizer is that ballot box. That's that great equalizer, man. I'm telling you, I can't stress it enough. When you said that, I was in D.C., Chris, in 2012 when we redrew our lines for the municipal elections in 2012. The next week, they gutted Section 5 of the 1965 Voting Rights Act. I don't know if you remember that.
I do.
It was 2 things. And so a lot of people don't know that, Chris. You don't have a Section 5 of the Voting Rights Act anymore. It's gone.
Right.
And that's, if nothing else, people need to know that. That Section 5 was critical. That was the heart of the Voting Rights Act. Section 5 was the heart of it.
Yeah, Section 5 was a pre-clearance requirement.
It was a pre-clearance requirement.
Yeah, so that meant that people could not move polling places without getting the permission of the Department of Justice.
That
also meant that you couldn't redistrict and move polling places and all those things, where we see now that oftentimes some districts are redrawn to make it even more difficult for minorities to have representation in political bodies. All those things had to initially be pre-cleared when we had Section 5. But now, since we don't have to, you see some of the shenanigans that we thought we had gotten away from being used and in play right now.
Yeah,
and it's interesting. When you hear on TV right now, President Trump just tweeted out because of COVID and more people are using absentee ballots and voting by mail, that people were the Pennsylvania, for example, extended the deadline so more people can have make sure their votes are counted.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah,
he puts out a tweet saying that Pennsylvania's decision is dangerous and could cause violence in the streets. So, when you hear things like that, if that doesn't motivate you even more so to go to the polls and make sure the person that is trying to weaponize Twitter to cause chaos and violence is no longer in office, I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know what else to use to convince you. So, man, you make a fantastic point when you talk about voting. And the last thing, man, when the president says that the more people who vote, the less likely he is to win.
Yep.
He goes across the country suing everybody to make sure votes aren't counted, and you don't want to vote? You
gotta vote, man.
You gotta vote, man.
Gotta vote.
Gotta vote.
I get Chris. I gave both sides the opportunity to come on the show tonight, and of course we only see one side on the show, so they turned it down. And I actually got with secretaries and trying to line it all up, calling people and stuff, but they come back and say no, they got other thing going on.
Yeah. So
you can see which direction they're moving and they're running and hiding, and hopefully they can disenfranchise the polls by not only purging polls, lawsuits, but I've also got calls and the person I wanted to talk to him about it, but he declined to come on. Got calls about people being scared to go to the polls. Yeah. Are they going to be protected? Will it be police there? Will it be people there that's going to protect them from people with these trucks with these flags and running folks off the road and different things like that? So how do we address that, dude? What do we need to do? Because I'm almost at the point where I want to throw my John Wayne behind my back and go to the polls and stand out at guard,
Yeah, no, it's this election cycle is a lot different. And I want to stress to folks, Jay and I talked about this a long time ago. The President Trump's behavior has normalized lunacy.
Yeah, it's normalized.
Chaos and normalized violence to the point where we're desensitized to it. But when you get desensitized to something like that, you're more willing to accept it, which puts you in even more jeopardy. It's like when you go to the polls tomorrow, you need to be vigilant. You need to be aware of your surroundings. And I've been telling my friends and family, and you guys, I know you've been telling your folks too, when you cast your vote, get on out of there. Go on home. Things could get, and that's based upon some of the threats and some of the things that we've been hearing. Be vigilant. Take something with you. And I'm going to give you a number to call if you have any issues. It's 833-GO-VOTE-2. That's our voter protection hotline. But if you see anything suspicious, if somebody's trying to intimidate you, or if you go in there and they're trying to deny you your access to a ballot, or even access to a provisional ballot.
Yeah.
Call that number and they will help you. It will get you help. Yeah. We expect thousands of calls on that number. So we've got local attorneys online ready to assist. And we've also got national attorneys online ready to assist us. This is not a joke. People are really taking this serious. You saw over the weekend, some Trump supporters ran a Biden-Harris bus off the road in Texas. You saw up in New Jersey, a bunch of Trump supporters blocked the parkway so people couldn't drive on it.
Yep.
So, this is serious business. So when you go to vote tomorrow, make sure you're prepared. Make sure you're aware of your surroundings. Get your mask. Get your ID. Bring something with you because you're probably going to be in line for a little while. Bring something to entertain you, but stay there until you cast your vote.
And Chris, and for people who, I call them keyboard warriors.
That's a good mic, Jay. You can sit
okay.
back. That's a good mic.
I'm getting fired up. Chris, I'm getting fired up.
I'm spending a little money, Jay. You can sit back.
This is a good mic.
You gotta get all on about Chris. Hey, Chris, can you hear me?
for people who actually get frustrated at the polls, man, let people know the process of a provisional ballot. Meaning, if you're there and your name's not on the roll, don't you leave that polling place.
Don't
ask those people, I need a provisional ballot.
Exactly.
Go in provisional ballot.
All right, there are two. So here we are. All right, and again, we're family. So we're gonna talk real tonight.
Yeah, let's go. Let's talk real.
We had some significant issues in Tuscaloosa County with absentee ballots. There were long lines. A lot of people didn't get the opportunity to vote absentee in person. And a lot of people requested their ballots and never got them mailed. Okay, so if you requested an absentee ballot and you didn't get it, go to your polling location if you can and ask for a provisional ballot. Now, when you get a provisional ballot, you fill it out. You won't be allowed to vote twice because they'll check to see if you cast your absentee ballot or not. But if you don't, they'll count your provisional. If you go there and you got an ID card, but you realize when you get there it's expired and they won't let you vote, ask for a provisional ballot because that you will be given the opportunity to show up with a valid ID and have your provisional ballot counted. For any reason at all, if they tell you you cannot vote, ask for a provisional ballot and they have to give it to you. Trust me, the system has redundancies in it to make sure that nobody votes twice.
Yep.
Everybody's vote counts once.
Yep.
Also, if you were in line at 6:59 and 59 seconds, as long as you get in that line before 7 o'clock, do not leave until you cast a vote. Okay? If you're in line before 7 o'clock, they have to count you. So you don't have any excuse. But if you're on the voter rolls, I want to make sure everybody understands you got to take your ID with you. Please take your mask with you and be prepared to stand in line for a little while.
What's a valid ID, Chris? Have a license?
Any government issued identification card with your picture and your address and something to readily identify you on it.
Okay, that's ID if you're retired, something like that. Anything like that. Okay, great. And what was that number again if we have problems at the poll?
833-GO-VOTE-2.
Okay, 2. Gotcha. Chris, man, we appreciate you coming on and giving us a lot of clarity and ingenuity and education when it comes to what we need to do tomorrow.
Right.
We appreciate what you do in the community, all you do from the state level to being the what was his title now? I can't remember.
Chris. You can just call me Chris.
Okay, Chris.
It's just Chris.
Chris. Chris. Thank you for all you do on the state level and locally here in Tuscaloosa. And we appreciate all the support you not only give us, but we appreciate the support you give to West Tuscaloosa and surrounding areas. One last thing, you got the floor. Anything else you want to say?
Yeah. Many years ago, when John Lewis used to go out to protest, he used to bring a backpack with him. And in that backpack, he would carry food and other things because at the end of the night, he would know he was going to get arrested. Also, he and his family and his friends and all the people that were protesting with him prepared themselves for long days and even longer nights. They would stand in line, they would march, and all these things for us. So he puts a backpack on and packs up, not because he has to stand in line, but because he's got to get prepared to be arrested. What we're asking you to do today is to put a backpack on so you can stand in line and cast your vote. Yeah. That's minimal sacrifice is nothing compared to what all those other people who went before us did. And I'm not out here trying to shame anybody into voting, but I want you to reconcile that effort and that sacrifice with what you're required to do today. Every 2 years, all we need from you is 30 minutes. every 2 years.
Yeah.
30 votes. Voting is the absolute bare minimum of American citizenry. There's nothing more patriotic. I don't care what you hear anybody else say. There's nothing more patriotic than going and standing in line and doing what Americans who were serving the military like Rodney did, or people who marched in the 60s to get you the right to vote. There's nothing more patriotic and rewards that effort than standing in line and casting that vote. So tomorrow at 7 a.m., all the way to 7 p.m., you go vote, get your family and your friends, they go vote, and then anybody else that you see around, they need a ride, they need help, take them to the polls. And if somebody needs a ride to the polls, call that number, 833-GO-VOTE2, and we'll help you get a ride to the polls. There aren't any excuses anymore. There are too many ways to get it done, and it's too easy to do compared to what everybody else had to go through. So, bottom line, get your mask, get your ID, go to the polls and vote. And don't leave until you cast that ballot.
That's right. That's right. Man, we appreciate you, Chris. And I know tomorrow's a long day, sir.
Yeah.
So I'll go lay down, get you some rest. I know we'll be at somewhere tomorrow. Hand out lunches. We got to go back and forth from Stillman McDonough Hughes Center to, I think, over there with TPD, somewhere over there.
Yeah.
So we're going to be running all over the city also, helping people get rides to the polls.
Right.
Doing other stuff with lunches and all that stuff. So we're going to be grinding tomorrow too, and prayerfully and hopefully that tomorrow night we have a great outcome nationwide.
Oh, yeah. And after this is all said and done, fellas, we definitely need to sit down and talk and start planning 2022.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
We planning now for 2021 locally.
That's right. I forgot about that. You're right. 2021. But we got to talk about 2022, statewide elections, legislature, and all that wonderful stuff. So
that's it. Man, I might run again. Try to run again.
No.
All right, Chris, thank you so much, man.
Yes,
appreciate you with me tomorrow.
All right, have a good night.
Thanks, brother. Man, look, y'all heard from the expert. Chris broke everything down to us. Jay, all our amendments. We broke down provisional ballots.
Right.
Don't leave the polls until you cast your vote.
And don't get frustrated.
Yeah, don't get frustrated.
Don't say, oh man, they told me I'm voting at so-and-so poll. Okay, get in your car, go to the other poll.
To the right poll. Listen, Facebook, everybody's on Facebook. Facebook has a great thing, a tool on there. Hit that button on that tool where you go find your polling places. It'll direct you to your correct polling place. And let's not make this too hard. You voted last year. You voted a couple years ago.
Yep.
Go to the same way you would vote unless you moved.
And unless you moved, you got any questions?
Just go.
Just go.
Just go vote. Go vote, and they'll put you in the right direction.
Yep.
Like Chris said, if your name is not on the voter list and you at the right poll location, cast that provisional ballot. They have measures in place where you won't vote twice. You go get your ID if you don't have it. Cast that provisional ballot. If whatever, no excuses.
No excuses.
It's no more excuses.
Yeah.
Vote correctly. These amendments. Let's vote for the person that you think fits best for your personal situation. Like we said, we're not telling you who to vote. We're not telling you to vote for Doug Jones, but vote for Doug Jones. I'm not telling you to vote for Joe Biden, but vote for Joe Biden.
Yep.
But I'm not telling who to vote for. I'm not telling who to vote. Say vote no on Amendment 1, 5, and 6, but vote no on Amendment 1, 5, and 6, and yes on 2, 3, and 4.
That's right.
So that's just me. That's my opinion. I'm not telling you what to do. So look, guys, tomorrow is extremely important in our lives. I know we joke a lot, we carry on a lot, but like Chris said, your vote is probably the most precious thing you got. That's something they cannot take away from you unless you let them.
Yeah.
Don't let nobody take your vote from you.
Yeah.
And that's your vote. Your vote is your voice. Use it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jay.
Look, Pelt, you wrapped it up, man. But I'll say this: if you are listening and you're one of these people who are very outspoken, like Chris said, let's all try to be that protest change agent at the polls.
Mm-hmm.
we have an opportunity tomorrow where we shouldn't leave anything on the table. We shouldn't second guess ourselves Tuesday night and say we should have did this, or we would have done this, this would have happened. Don't leave nothing to chance, because if you do, that chance will be taken away from you. That opportunity will be taken away. And listen, I will say, I'll be the first to tell you, I love going to vote. I love being a smart, educated voter. If you don't know, ask somebody and really get to know what the vote's going to be in the amendments, so on and so forth. But tomorrow, get out and vote. Take about 30 minutes to go and try to get 5 more people to go vote. Have you went and voted? Oh, you haven't? Go vote.
Get in the car.
Get in the car. Let's go. Get your ID, get your mask, grab something to entertain yourself with, because it may be a long day at your polling place. Do not get frustrated. That only says that other people are just as passionate as you are. And let that passion speak at the polls. Let the polls speak for it, and we're going to see how it shakes out Tuesday night.
Yes, guys. Tomorrow, polls open at 7 o'clock a.m. Get in line, pack your sack, put it on your back, go vote. Guys, look, we'll see y'all out somewhere tomorrow. If you see us, holler at us. I think we'll have water and lunches at different poll locations across the city. Don't get frustrated. Make a day out of it. I'm taking my son with me in the morning, my 10-year-old. So he said he wanted to go cast his vote. So we're going to go cast his vote. Now, he ain't going to vote for real because he ain't old enough. But he going to go cast his vote because I'm telling him about the importance of voting.
No doubt.
So go vote, go vote, go vote. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Thank you for tuning in for Kitchen Table Conversation. You got any last words, Jay? You want to say anything?
If you have a sick day to take at work, why don't you take it tomorrow?
Take it. Yeah, take it.
You could take that sick day any other time, but if it's important, like I think it is, maybe take a flex day. Take a 6 day if you want to. Take it. But anyway,
and if your boss, if you're working 12 hours, 7 to 7, tell your boss, hey, I need to take off. I need off. I need to go vote. If you didn't have an opportunity to vote, early voting or put in absentee, just tell your boss, hey, this might be the most important thing I ever do in my life is vote in this election. So go vote.
Yep.
Thank you. Peace out.